one that put them up against a familiar foe. After years of playoff dominance against the New York Knicks, Chicago finally met its match in the 1994 Eastern Conference semifinals. The Bulls were lost without Michael Jordan, who was attempting to master another sport.
You know, when I was down in minor league baseball, I didn't feel as connected, because I wasn't playing, and I knew that I could be a part of it. It's like the bully of the neighborhood taking advantage of your kid brother when you know the big brother's not around. You had those feelings of, God, I know I could help that team.
The Knicks finally defeat the Chicago Bulls in a playoff series.
A much different Bulls team hosted the Knicks in this year's playoffs. And again, the rivalry produced an intriguing matchup.
A lot of talk about this game, a lot of talk about how the two teams would come out offensively and defensively. It'll all be answered now.
Harp, be ready, Harp. Lock and trail.
Michael. Stolen by Harper.
Knicks showing tenacious defense in this first quarter.
You got to move the ball. I want to have a split cut, which we send this guy early. This guy goes early. He goes ahead of the pass even.
Though the Knicks were persistent foes in the first two games, the Bulls maintained their resolve.
Derek Harper looks for John Starks. Makes a move and it's stripped away. Out to Scotty. He's got Rodman and Michael. Scotty won't need anybody else. This place is going crazy.
Unblemished through 5 in the playoffs. They go up 2-0 in this best-of-7 series against the New York Knicks.
But the Bulls went to New York without their brilliant sixth man, Tony Kukoc. He injured his back in practice and would be lost for the series.
I was nervous first because I couldn't help, especially playing in New York is tough with all that rivalry in between Chicago and New York in the past.
Without Kukoc, the Bulls ran into problems at Madison Square Garden in Game 3. With the two teams battling to a furious finish, Michael Jordan delivered mightily in the clutch.
Jordan for 3 to tie it. He does! The Knicks of the Bulls are tied at 88 with 19 4/10 seconds remaining.
They battled into overtime, and there, Patrick Ewing gave the Bulls their first brush with vulnerability.
And the Bulls are up by 3. Ewing, to cut it to 1. Pulls up, 15-foot jumper. He puts it in. And the Knicks go up by 1. The Chicago Bulls are beat for the first time in the playoffs.
Stripped of their invincible aura, the Bulls would have to face the Knicks again in barely 24 hours. But Chicago was eager for the challenge.
Even though we're the oldest team in the playoffs, I think that we turn around really well without notice and make adjustments. Michael was very upbeat and kept saying, this, we're fine.
Y'all realize we're 2-1, man. We're not 1-2. Let's go out here and play this thing, all right? Let's be ready to run now.
I like that.
What time is it?
Game time! Boom!
But an all too familiar obstacle stepped into Chicago's path and kept the Bulls from seizing the momentum.
Rodman has the fire. He's blocked by Ewing. Second violation. And Patrick Ewing hearing it from the crowd. Ewing wants Scottie Pippen. Ewing shoots it at the foul line. Good, a tough shot by Ewing right in the face of Scottie Pippen. New York takes the lead and the Bulls take time.
With the Knicks seemingly in command, the Bulls found an unlikely hero.
Rodman open, drives it down the middle, underneath Weddington, fadeaway shot, good, right baseline. Bill Weddington has given Chicago the 1-point lead.
It wasn't said, let's look for Billy. I was filling a spot and going to a position where I'd be helpful to our offense. We all have a purpose and a role on this team, and everyone knows that their role is important, and at any time they're going to be called upon to perform.
Bulls lead 3-1 in the series as they beat the Knicks here in the Garden.
As the series shifted back to Chicago for Game 5, the rejuvenated Bulls dominated and finally sent the Knicks home for the season.
Jordan just looked over at Spike Lee and waved bye-bye.
The Bulls are moving on to face the Orlando Magic